Hello traders, I am super happy to be talking about something that I've been preparing for a few days. This is the Hxro platform, the Hxro platform, and this is basically a trading terminal that allows you to bet on the probabilities of different events occurring within crypto, within Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Link, and Chainlink. So to back up and say what this is actually something I found through FTX. This is hooked up to FTX. So if you have an FTX account, which I'm going to link that in the description below if you need one, what you can do is you can actually use your FTX funds to trade on this platform without ever even putting any of that money on the platform. So what it does is it just takes, if you put $100 on a certain event occurring, it takes $100 from FTX, and if you win that bet, then you get it put back in your FTX wallet. All right, now let's talk about what this actually is. So this is the BTC wicks, and typically, I gotta be honest, I avoid platforms that kind of seem like this, betting platforms, but what I found with this is that it's very inefficient, and there are just a million things you can do to take advantage of it, and I've been able to actually put my own money on this, and I've actually done moderately well. And that's because I've been able to calculate the probabilities of these events occurring, and I think that a lot of these probabilities are mispriced. So here is how the platform works. wicks. So the probability closing above 18,500 is about 1.5. Probability that occurs is about 67%, because this is the current price down here. Now what you can do is if you buy this right here, buy a yes contract of closing above 18,500, you are basically saying that in 8 hours and 50 minutes, the price has to be above 18,500. And if it is, then you will make money. Well, how much? Well, if you throw $100 at this, then you would make about $49 on your investment. Okay, so you'd end up with $149 in net profit. Now, if you want to vote on, hey, I think the price will close above 18,000, then you would only make like $10 on $100. But this is where things get interesting. You could also vote on the inverse of things happening. If price settles below 18,500, in 8 hours, 50 minutes, then you could make about 3 times your money, okay? Another really cool thing about this is when you buy one of these contracts, so if I say, hey, I think that price is settling below 18,500 in 8 hours and 50 minutes, and I'm pretty confident in that, and I think that the probability isn't 35%, I think it's like a 45%, then this would probably be a good contract to buy. I could buy this contract, and this contract's just basically saying it expires in the money, and it will give you the odds if price settles below 18,500. Now, you can trade these contracts before they expire. So I could buy this contract now, and if price, let's say, goes to 18,520, and there are 4 hours left in this contract, then I'm going to be probably in some pretty deep profit, and I could just exit the contract. Because there are 2 ways you can exit these contracts once you take one. You can either let it expire, and then you just get the odds, or you can exit early, either in profit or in loss. There, to my knowledge, and don't quote me on this, but there are fees when you enter and when you exit, before expiration, but there are no fees if you hold it till expiry. But don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that there's no fees at expiry. There's only fees if you try to enter and exit. So that's ticks. That's basically saying, will price close above 18,500? No or yes. And you can bet on that thing occurring. Now we can also do this for something like Ethereum. And this is a trade I've actually thinking about taking. You can get 4 to 1 on your money if price closes below 500 in 8 hours and 50 minutes. I mean, the odds that occurs isn't great, but if I threw $100 at this, I'd make $400 with only $100 risk. And if I threw $1,000 at it, I can make $4,000 if price sells below here, right? So you can also do this on Link, and as you can see. Now let's go talk about wicks. This is the one that I've honestly been trading more than ticks. Wicks means it just has to touch a level. So if I go to yes here, if price touches 17,500 within 8 hours, 50 minutes of this contract's life, then I make 5 times my money. But price would have to fall 1K for this to happen. Or I could bet on this event not occurring and make not a great, I can make about 18% on my risk. So if I throw $100 at it, I'd make only like $18, but price isn't likely to hit 17,500. But what I would do here, and this is where my edge, I think, has been able to make me money, and definitely bring an edge to this. Don't just gamble on these contracts. all in, like, hey, $10,000 on one thing. No, you want to actually calculate the odds of this occurring. What I've done is I've calculated the odds of multiple events occurring using options pricing. And what I found is, like, sometimes this might say you're buying the 84% probability chance, but let's say in reality, the probability that this occurs is 95%. Then this would be a really good trade to take because there's a 95% chance of it occurring from what you calculated, but you're getting paid based on the probability being 84, which is good. Because if this was priced at 95% market probability, you would only make 5% on your risk, right? Okay. So you can also do this for far away events like, hey, by December 25th, let's go to Ethereum. This one's pretty fun. If price just touches 750, before December 25th, you make 3.8 times on your money. And again, you will probably, this contract will rise in value the closer we get to 750. And if price falls, then the contract will probably decline in value. So this is basically a simplified options format, and that's why I really was drawn to this platform, because it's simplified options and it's also already hooked up to your FTX account if you link up the API. Now, they made these because they found that a lot of retail investors and retail traders were just confused by options, and this is why I like it, because it's just very simple. Will the price close above 750 by December 25th? Yes, then you make 6.4 on your money. So I can make $640 on $100 risk, or I could even do something crazy. I could do, okay, what would be like a crazy one? Oh yeah, like these. This is insane. But if you are mega bullish on Ethereum, like mega bullish, you could make 284 times on your money, and maybe even more if you wait for the odds to improve even more. If price just touches 1,000 by November 27th. So if you put, $100 on this, then you could get paid out like $28,000 on $100 risk. But in reality, if I was to do this, guys, I wouldn't wait for it to touch 1,000. I would actually just like exit on a large buy spike. So if price of Ethereum spikes like 650, I'd probably like have already like 30x my money or 40x my money, and then I would just exit. And like if I put $100 in it, I'd just exit with like $4,000. So this is just some of the things that you can do. We can even look at link. Will it touch any of these? If it touches $8, you make 23, and if it doesn't touch 16, you double your money. So what I want to tell you guys is these contracts, every yes contract that you vote for, slowly will decline in value because the probability of an event occurring is going to decline as time increases, right? As you get closer to maturity, closer to expiration, then the probability of events occurring is going to drop. So this is going to drop the value of these and increase the value of these. If you vote no, the price will not touch $16 and 3 days pass and the price is still at 14.3, then this will be much deeper in the money. And at that point, you can either, exit, or you can, just hold it till expiration and hope to double your money. So let's go back to this coin. Yeah. And you can see that something that I've been looking at, this one I've definitely been looking at because price is 1.4K away from touching $20,000. And I think if we hit the 19,000s, we could get a spike. So this here basically says you could double your money if you vote that with 6 days, 8 hours, if price touches 20K, you get paid 2.1. Okay? So let's back up and talk about, again, just two ways I trade these contracts that I think will help out you guys. One is you got to learn how to calculate the probabilities of these events occurring. If you need help with that, private message me and we'll talk. That's a little too much for this video. The second thing I really like about this, and this is a statement I'm going to make more for people who know options, is it gives you better opportunities to really take on the risk exposure of selling an option and gaining premium, right? Because typically, if I do something like this, guys, like November 21st, let's say, so like close above 18,500 or no, let's see this one. So if I'm basically buying it will close above 18,500, I mean, that could be said to be kind of akin to shorting a put or buying a call. But the good thing about this is that it doesn't matter if price is at 18,600 or if price is at 19,000, you get paid the same amount. Your pay amount does not change. The only thing that matters is whether the index price settles above or below 18,500. That's the only thing that matters. Okay? So what I like about that is you can kind of get better. How do I say it? Well, with when we short options, guys, we have limited profit, unlimited risk. With this, if you were to do something similar to shorting options but using these contracts, you have limited risk and limited upside, right? Because it tells you the odds are kind of unlimited upside, but really mostly limited upside and limited risk because you just isolate the amount of money that you want in one of these. Okay? So something like, hey, I think that price will close above 500, and if it does, then you make 27% on your money. That could be, like I had said before, shorting a Ethereum put. I don't want to get too much into options here, but if you were to short an Ethereum put and price just tanks, you could be liquidated. But with this, you can't be, because the only two events that can occur is you expire out of the money and you lose everything you put in to that specific contract, or you expire in the money and you get the payout that you bought it at. Okay? And that's it. So again, I'm really pretty impressed with this platform, but it is early. I've made money so far doing this, but please, guys, I don't know just like a ton about this yet. I trust them, but I cautiously trust this. Definitely be careful and definitely do your research before jumping in on this. Again, I'm not going to post any like referral code or anything for this because I'm not gaining anything from this, to be completely honest with you guys. I haven't even talked yet to the Hxro team. So I'm just presenting this platform because I'm passionate about it, and I think that's pretty cool. And especially betting on the market touching points or not touching points, this is something where I think that the probabilities are really mispriced. So this is, I think, where my biggest edge has come from, because I think that too much of the time, this platform has overestimated the probability of price touching certain areas. So voting no on some of these has actually been pretty nice, because a lot of the time, price just doesn't touch as many points as you might think it would. Okay? So without further ado, I want to hear from you guys, what you guys have to say about the platform. And again, I will post my FTX code below, but I'm not going to post any like Hxro affiliate code, but I will just link you to the site. Again, do this on your own risk, with your own research. And again, you don't actually have to hold any, you don't even have to deposit anything onto the platform because it's connected through FTX because of the partnership they made with FTX. Without further ado, I'm looking forward to hearing what you guys have to say, and there are so many different ways you can do this. Just the final thing I'll say is one play that I kind of like on Ethereum is voting this. So FTX, like something like this is actually pretty cool. Close above 500, you could say, no, it will not close above 500. So you're basically saying that price is going to settle below 500. And then at the same time, you could vote like, yes, it will touch, well, it's not here, but like you could say like, yes, it will touch 500, something like that. Something with combining ticks and wicks is actually something that I found to be pretty cool. Like, oh, here's one. Yes, it will touch 17,500. You would get a 4.974 payout, but then you could go here and you could say, yes, it will, or where was it? No, it will close above. This is basically saying it will close above 17,500. And, that one's probably not the best example. Probably be better to use the 18K one. But basically what I'm saying is there's a lot of ways you can combine these contracts. And if you want to get really fancy, you could combine these contracts with actually options contracts on exchanges like OKEX, Delta, and Deribit. So this video has gone on too long. Message me if you have any concerns or anything, and do your own research, and I hope you take advantage of this.